Well, the French election results are in. Emmanuel Macron is the victor, and of course Le Pen is the runner-up. Now, this is kind of a victory for the globalists, the Rothschild bankers, and these pro-European Unionists. And I think it's kind of a shame that he won and not Le Pen. Now, technically, there's probably things about Le Pen that are shady that I might be wary of, but she would have been the better choice for France, you know. And basically, she won most of eastern France and the Mediterranean area on the account that these areas are hard hit by the migrant crisis that's been going on. And let me tell you something. It's amazing that the people, despite of being terrorized by the migrants, being exploited by Merkel's European Union, they still voted for the globalist who was a Rothschild banker that supports the European Union. Which it was going to happen anyways, I assume. So what does this mean for France itself? Well, technically, the future of France is this. They might expect more terrorist attacks, more EU bureaucracy, and more abuse from the European Union. Basically, Emmanuel Macron is going to be like Angela Merkel's puppet, if you know what I mean. And of course, there's people on Twitter celebrating this, which they're stupid. Half of these people are not even from France, so they do not know what it's like to deal with these crazy-ass terrorist people going around driving their truck of peace over people, splattering them. We saw this with Nice. We saw this when they went into Charlie Hebdo and massacred everybody because they made fun of Islam. And of course, the end of the year showed that. Of course, the end of that same year with the Hebdo attacks, there was a major attack on Paris with the Stade de France being bombed and a concert hall being massacred. And you can expect more of those. Now, is this the end game for France itself? No. It's not the end game for France or its culture. Even though that there's a lot of migrants, especially in the streets of Paris, which is starting to look like Kabul, Afghanistan. There are still majority of people that are French and that hold value to French culture. And basically, they're going to see this get worse. The abuse from the European Union get worse. And the terrorism going to get worse. They're going to start leaning towards Euroscepticism. basically supporting Front National. So if Marine Le Pen decided to run for president in the year 2022, we can expect she will win the election because of the violence. Now, as for the European Union, it's gonna start breaking apart, falling to pieces. I mean, it started with Great Britain. I think the Eastern European countries are gonna go first because they want to latch on to their culture. There's a reason why Slovakia is only accepting Christian migrants, because they know what it's like to have their culture dumped on. In fact, they still remember the normalization of Czechoslovakia, if you know what I mean. The normalization when the Soviet Union decided to invade Czechoslovakia because they're afraid that they're going to no longer support communism. You know, it's something. Look it up. And to tell you this, I am not educated in European politics as well. There are other people that are educated in European politics, and I think one of them is saying that's not the end game of France, which I agree. Unless ISIS decided to step it up and speed up the process, then France would become Frankistan. And now, there is a reason why, I think I said this before, but there's a reason why Marine Le Pen got northeastern France and some of the Mediterranean area. It's because they're hard hit. In fact, she managed to get some of the overseas territories, including New Caledonia, because I think most of these people are hard hit by the migrant crisis, while the areas that supported Macron are not. So do not worry about France. It's not the end game for the country. And the European Union is going to crumble up. And you don't have to, or even know that Angela Merkel and the other European Union officials, such as your Donald Tusk and I guess Martin Schulz, which I don't think he's in the European Union anymore, or part of the executive branch of the European Union, mainly the Council. I think somebody else is there. They're all celebrating right now, but they they might have won the battle, but we're gonna win the war. And it's gonna be a bad day for the globalists, elites. And of course the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds are celebrating. And to these dumbass Twitter fuckers who are so far out left that they're celebrating his victory, I don't get it. I thought one of the things you hated was the banking system. The fact that rich elite bankers go around taking advantage of poor people. On the account that Emmanuel Macron is a banker. He worked for the Rothschilds, and he was at the Bilderberg group multiple times. So you may be like in your corner beating off about this victory, but in 2020, the Eurosceptics are going to win this election. They're going to win not only the presidency and they're going to win the legislative branch as well. So I'm Wicked Wonka. I'm signing out. This was the urgent news.